There's a very real problem among most people, as with a lot of mental health issues, to not take heartbreak seriously, to dismiss it as something you just have to toughen up and get over. Like, just make yourself go out and have fun. That'll solve your depression. Heartbreak is grief. It is the mechanics of grief in your heart and mind as someone who was close and important and dear to you has been removed. While our bodies figure out how to compensate for that and rearrange and repair, we also grieve the loss. It is grief and it is loss. The very first steps of heartbreak, maybe even the steps into heartbreak, are feeling that grief and loss, the shock and sometimes panic that comes with those. Those first few days can be filled with disbelief, denial, lots of panic and shock. Our entire world has suddenly changed forever. Those first days feel like our entrance through the gates of a terrible new place we'll be forced to live for the foreseeable future, a prison of darkness and chaos and fear, where each step we take is like fighting quicksand. Each breath is suffocated in a cloud of smoke, and where nothing really matters to us because of what we've lost. And as the gates to this place open and all these terrible feelings roll over us, it does feel like we're drowning. And it takes all of our energy just to keep our heads above the waves. Remember the days when the hardest thing to do was decide what to eat for dinner. Gone are such trivial matters. Now this present grief consumes you and now dominates everything about you. While these early days are rough, they may not be the worst. For me, the harder parts were down the line, during low points when I so desperately wanted to contact my ex or send her a message or a gift. It would be so easy to do, and maybe enough time had passed so that she'd welcome the effort from me. Maybe I should. Spoiler, you should not. It takes a while before things get easier, but they do change. The feelings and emotions change. The initial shock can be replaced by disbelief, paralysis, anger, depression, overthinking, reliving moments, pining, scheming, and sometimes making irrational plans. And some things continue through the entire process. Crying, more overthinking, moments of panic. You will likely continue to think about your ex. You will see certainly things that remind you of them. You will pass by places you visited together. You will do activities alone that you used to do together. You will see signs that remind you of things you shared. You will see their face in crowds. You will see their car in traffic. You will smell them. You will find one of their hairs on a jacket or shirt. It seems like such a cruel trick of the mind. I saw my ex in everything, everywhere, for a while. It made me angry how my brain kept reminding me of her. But these are all things that will fade in time, in short time, to be honest. Though it will feel like forever, it won't be. These things will fade faster than others. Finding ways to deal with those moments can help, but they will fade on their own as well. It's usually not possible to move to a new city or a new job or a new apartment after a breakup. Those things can help if you're dealing with an extreme situation. They can help, but they don't fix everything. Even without heartbreak, your problems will always follow you wherever you move. Believe me on that one, I have learned that lesson several times over. Changes of scenery can help as well. I had someone suggest taking a different route to work every morning. I thought it was one of the silliest suggestions, but I tried it and it did help. My days were so limited and heavy, and I was so smothered in my misery. Taking a different route did lift some of that for me. If nothing else, it can distract you just for a second. And there is nothing wrong with distraction. Any way you can get your mind off the heartbreak for a second while staying healthy and not creating more problems, of course, is a good idea. I took an international trip, my first one, alone. It did distract me. I did think about my ex, and my heartbreak certainly made the trip less enjoyable than if I'd been feeling fine. It was not a cure-all like you sometimes see in the movies, but it helped. It got me through 2 weeks of life and gave me new memories and experiences that did not include her. Do something different. Somewhere between a new route to work and an international trip alone. Anywhere between those two. Just try it. The time you spend thinking about that and the experience doing it is time you have not been completely consumed by thinking about your ex. I know you want to just move on with your life and feel normal again and be able to do the things you should be able to do, but these small steps must come first. Try small things. Don't discount their importance. Be proud of yourself for taking a new route to work. Why not? Who says that's not an accomplishment? Only you can determine its worth. And recognize that these changes are progress. They are a sign of you moving forward and getting your feet back under you and putting your life back together. You are a complex, wonderful being. It will take a little time for you to get back to 100%, but you will get there. The days of just staying afloat, being carried by the current, will be over. You will be swimming. You will step onto the shore, ready to explore life again. I hope at that moment you take just a second to look over your shoulder at the sea behind you. Appreciate the journey you've made and celebrate your accomplishment. And if you see a head bobbing above the waves out on the horizon, wave your arms, get their attention, and tell them what I've just told you. You made it. And so will they. Thanks for listening. This podcast is free and available to all. For more, to send me a note, visit heartbreakpodcast.com. I wish you peace.